Okay, so what I have to do here is I have to take every value and subtract the mean from it. And then I have to take the absolute value of that. So remember, absolute value turns everything positive. So if I have the absolute value of -4, it's how many steps away from zero on a number line. So it's actually just +4 steps away from zero. So I'm going to do that. And then I have to add them all up and divide by how many there are. So we're going to take this one step at a time. So absolute value of 30 minus 46, absolute value, plus absolute value, and it's always subtraction, 35 minus 46, absolute value, plus, I'm going to do this for each number. So 20 minus 46, and then 85 minus 46, and then 60 minus 46. And that all is going to get divided by 5 because there are 5 numbers. So I'm going to go through and simplify these. So this would actually be -16 plus -11 plus -26 plus 39 plus 14. That's divided by 5. Okay, so now I'm going to make these, if they were negative, they're going to become positive. And if they are positive, they're going to stay positive. So 16 plus 11 plus 26 plus 39 plus 14. And that's divided by 5. So then I need to add all of these up. So that's going to give me 106. And then I divide by 5. So I get 21.2. So my mean absolute deviation is 21.2. Okay, so we're going to calculate the mean absolute deviation of the next set of numbers. So the first thing we have to do is find the mean. So I'm going to add all of them up, and I get, if I add all of them up, I get 407 divided by 8, and that gives me 50.875. Okay, so here's the super annoying part. I have to include the whole entire decimal when I am calculating this. So again, I'm going to do absolute value in each one of these numbers minus 50.875. So absolute value 30 minus 50.875 plus, and then I'm going to do this each time. Okay, so I've gone through and have done the absolute value minus 50.875 on all of them, and I had to actually go through 2 lines to fit it all in here. So the next thing I need to do is go through and subtract it. And remember, if it was negative, it becomes positive. So for this first answer, 30 minus 50.875 actually equals negative 20.875, but I'm going to go ahead and make it positive. So 20.875, and then I'm going to go through and just subtract each one and write that down. Okay, so I've gone through and I have calculated each one of these, and then I need to eventually divide this by 8 because there are 8 terms. So if I go through and I add all of this up, I'm going to end up with 100.5 divided by 8, which is going to give me 12.56. So my mean absolute deviation is 12.56. Okay. So I have one more problem, and I need to first calculate the mean. So the mean of my data, if I add all of these up, I'm going to get 324, and that's divided by 8. So that gives me a mean of 40.5. So I'm going to go through and take the absolute value of each number minus 40.5.